All right, guys, welcome back to Relegation Battle this week. International break, so obviously not too much to talk about. And then Jack is back this week, but we've lost Tom, unfortunately, so hopefully next week we will be here. But let's start with England, just get out of the way. So there's three games this break, so it's a bit hard to just judge everything with team selections as well, because there's a lot of rotation needed, not to try to avoid injuries. Today it came out as well that there might be a bit of tension between Spurs and England with the Harry Kane and whether they should be played or not. But so first game against Wales, good 3-0 win. Ings and Calvert-Lewin both scoring on their full debuts. It's a good win against Wales. Then beating number one ranked Belgium as well in the Nations League puts us top of the league in that. So good start. It's good for England overall. And then we've got Denmark tomorrow. Jack, actually, no, we'll start with Ty. Ty, you're obviously not a fan of Southgate, but how do you rate the two games so far with Wales and Belgium?
Well, to be fair, I didn't actually watch the second game, but I watched the Wales game, and from the Wales game, it looked good, but then I don't think we should be playing three at the back. I think we've got too much talent to be playing like three at the back, and then the fact that he's playing like three right backs as well is a bit ridiculous.
Mm.
But then I guess we have got three games, so he does have to rotate. So, but yeah, I think we should play like a 4-3-3 or something.
And then Jack, I know you are a bit busy, but you've seen Grealish now. He's getting his chances under Southgate. In our Wales game as well, third man of the match, had a great display. We know England's problem is that creative midfielder spot. Is it time to play him in that almost in the number 10 role now rather than left wing and have him drift around?
I mean, you've got to try, don't you? I mean, just you said before you asked Tyrese, you said about team selection. I think that Wales game, you can't read too much into team selection because it was a friendly. So as
Yeah.
soon as I saw it, I was like, there are a few players there, but obviously, yeah, like I was busy and I didn't watch it either, the Belgium game. But I saw seven defensive players, and you had seven, yeah, and then you had what Mount, Rashford, and Calvert-Lewin plus a goalkeeper. I mean, playing obviously three at the back, you're going to get that with five defenders. But then playing Henderson and Rice, I mean, clearly that just shows he doesn't have faith in that back four, back five. He doesn't have faith in the
Mm.
defenders. Clearly, like obviously Tyree said, maybe play a 4-3-3 to accommodate our attackers. But for example, you get Arsenal, Arteta came in and played a three at the back because he didn't have good enough defenders. England,
Mm.
that's our worst position, like defence. We have good
Yeah,
players, but centre halves is just not good enough, especially if you want to get to that like
next
next
level.
level. So that's
Yeah,
probably why he's gone because he played three at the back in the first in the World Cup, and then
Yeah,
decided and then
Cup.
went four at the back for a couple of like a year or so, and then has now gone back to three at the back. So, and I think the three right back thing. I mean, we don't have. He clearly doesn't trust his centre backs again, so he's gone Walker at centre half, who did well at the World Cup, like especially leading up to it, which is why he played there. Played Trent, and I don't know why Saka didn't play, but Chilwell's injured again, so that's why he didn't play against Belgium. So I can understand a bit why he's played three right backs. Maybe obviously he brought Saka, like I just said. So I don't think he was in the squad, and I don't think he's injured. So that was a bit weird. But
should he
three right
maybe
backs,
not have picked like? Because I'm sure that like when someone is injured, you can drop them from the squad and then bring someone else in as a replacement. Or are they not allowed
but
to do that because of COVID or
no,
something?
you are. But I just think that's before any games played.
Oh, okay.
Like tomorrow we've got a game, but both Chilwell and Trippier have been not dropped, but like they've been like sent home. They're not with the
Yeah.
squad
Mm.
anymore. They're not going to bring back another left back and another right back for tomorrow's game. I
Mm.
think before the game, so I'm not sure if that happened this time, but obviously the last time Rashford dropped out, a few people dropped out and people came in. But once games start, I don't think they do it just because once the games start, you only got normally there's only two games, you only have one less, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I saw that the 7 defenders in the pitch, it wasn't the best. But look, we got the win against Belgium. Whether we deserve to, I don't know. I heard we played better in the second half, but at the moment, to get top of the group is good, especially
So do you
Belgium being
not
top.
do you not think that we could instead of a 4-3-3, we could play like a 4-2-3-1 with Henderson and then Rice and then play someone in the 10 because then obviously that gives the defense more protection.
No, yeah, maybe we don't have to do 3 at the back. Maybe we can go with 4 at the back and 2 defensive midfielders who just sit. But obviously, you're not a manager and he likes 3 at the back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe clearly you don't like 3 at the back, but you played under Sarri, under Conte, you played 3 at the back.
Yeah, man.
And sometimes I know you have better players than some better defenders.
Memories.
Clearly, he doesn't trust his defenders, so we've got to play 3 at the back. But yeah, I see where you're coming from. I think sometimes, especially the players he picks in midfield as well, can become really defensive. And
Yeah.
I saw like online that really showed we couldn't get the ball up the pitch on the first half at least. Couldn't get into the game.
Yeah, I mean, the Belgian game, I think like he showed like Saka, like because Chilwell was obviously out, he had to miss the Wales game because of his he's involved that thing with Abraham and Sancho, I think. So I think it would just make sense to play Trippier against Wales and then the Saka against Belgium, surely. But the thing with the 7 defensive players is it's Belgium in it, so it's the number 1 ranked team in the world. I think you do have to just almost take that risk, and if you have Rashford up there, just try counter with him. And we did the Wales game. We did start so slow. First half was poor, but the Belgian game was different. We played well. The issue was with Trippier. He got the ball a lot, but you know he's going to cut inside because he's a right-footed player on the left, which is the issue. And then, of course, the only suspect player, in my opinion, was Dyer. He was terrible all game. Brought down Lukaku for the pen as well. So maybe I think the Denmark game will give us a bit more clarity over what if he goes 3 at the back in that game as well. Then I think maybe that's what we should expect at the Euros. But I mean, it depends on form as well. Maguire hasn't been in great form. Michael Keane, not so much either, in my opinion. He was poor against Wales. So maybe when form improves, so will we.
Exactly. You literally just named 2 centre backs who probably aren't even good enough to reach it. You got like Harry Maguire,
Tyrone Mings,
Keane, Tarkowski's not even there. I'm not saying but I'm not just these are centre halves for England who aren't good enough.
Yeah,
we've had Terry Ferdinand, but now we've got Maguire. It's just not. That's where we're struggling. That's why he's gone 3 at the back. And like you said, I think we will see it tomorrow just because he wants to do that formation.
Yeah, well, there've been other, not just nationally, but Euro 2020 qualifiers as well, where playoffs started. So big one was Norway had been knocked out, so we won't see Holland and Odegaard at the Euros, which in my opinion, I'm a bit disappointed. Serbia did not come out, Milinkovic started scoring both goals, so fair enough for them. And then the winner of Serbia and Scotland will be playing us in our group. So probably a game to watch out for if you guys are going to watch it. Yeah, well, that was a big thing. On one night, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Republic of Ireland all went to penalties. All 3 of them, all their games. Scotland managed to win, and I believe Northern Ireland managed to win, but Republic of Ireland did not. So they're out for Euro 2020 as well. Iceland beat Romania, so they play Hungary now to get into the Euros. Maybe do what they did last time, do quite well. Spain just lost today against Ukraine, 1-0, after Ukraine lost 7-1 to France. So, and Ukraine always had 12 people out through injuries and other illnesses. So,
who's in goal for Spain? Kepa or De Gea?
There's De Gea. And if you saw Ukraine's goal, De Gea was very suspect for the goal.
I mean, he's come out, but didn't get there. So dropped back and he's curled. Yeah. He couldn't get there. I mean, yeah, it probably was his fault, but it wasn't like a big mistake.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge mistake, but
it wasn't Kepa level yet.
Not great. Yeah, not Kepa level just yet.
They're both as bad as each other.
Yeah, then we saw Germany and Switzerland had a great game today, 3-3. Werner and Havertz both getting goals. We're hearing
Awesome.
Pulisic
Find
about
your time.
Ziyech is coming back. How excited are you for the return?
Mate, this is the beginning. Like, to be fair, I don't think Ziyech will play. I don't think he'll start, but we're gonna have to have big Marcus Alonso at left back because Chilwell's injured again. So I'm still
Emerson.
not confident. I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're both bad. They're both so bad. But if it was up to me, I'd just pick Aspilicueta at left back. But I just think who's yeah, exactly. Who's Southampton's right winger?
Armstrong. Well, they play 4-4-2.
They play 4-4-2. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, well, whoever it is, probably rip Alonso to shreds. So we'll probably end up drawing like 1-1 or something, and then fans will turn on Lampard and stuff. But yeah. But yeah. But obviously, when everyone's fit, I think we'll be all right, and hopefully we can kick on.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, France winning 7-1. Giroud's now France's second all-time top scorer, just behind Henry. Don't know how he's managed this, but he's there.
Respect.
Camavinga scored a brilliant basketball kick as well. Got his first goal for France. Exciting player to see. Wonder where he'll go next because I can't see him staying around for too long.
Hashtag Camavinga 2021. No,
hashtag Sancho
He might have probably
2021
already been
or
linked with
hashtag
him.
Haaland 2021.
Don't worry, man. It's all coming.
Yeah, I mean, Pogba, Martial both involved in that game as well. Maybe they're getting a bit of form back as well, hopefully for United. I mean, both you guys are in the Champions League next season. It's getting closer to time. Chelsea, I think, is supposed to have an easier group than United.
Easier, man. They got fucking... They can play Hudson-Odoi and still win. That's how bad the other teams are.
Oh, Jack, you do have PSG in your group. I mean, you weren't here last week, but obviously Spurs did win 6-1. It's hard to say, but Bailly's injured as well now, so that's, I think, another big miss. He's got a hamstring injury, I believe. So the likes of Mbappe, Neymar, Di Maria running at your defense, how are you feeling going into your groups?
Harry Maguire.
Well, I say obviously it's a really tough group, but everyone does it. But you moan, oh, I don't want to be in Europa League. You want to play against these big teams, and when you get them in the group stage, no, we don't want them. Like it's just so. Obviously, we've had a couple last season in Europa League, didn't win it, but now I'm back in the Champions League. I'm really looking forward to it because it's so close now. What is it? Literally it's a week today, a week yesterday.
Yeah.
No, sorry, a week today. It's back next week. So excited. PSG. Not. I'm obviously excited, but yeah, that's their tag against our defense doesn't sit right with me at the moment.
I reckon you'll beat PSG. I don't know why. I've just got this feeling.
No, the last time you played them, it wasn't a bad game.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Big Mason Greenwood.
I mean, Martial can't play this game, so we won't have no striker.
Yeah.
But
Cavani fit.
Yeah, like you said, Neymar and Mbappe, Di Maria against Lindelof. Yeah, but like I said to Joel before we started, now we brought in a new left back. I think we could go into a 5 at the back, which may or may not make us more solid. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm excited, but very nervous for our defense.
Yeah, but obviously Chelsea have it's an easy group. Let's be honest. I mean, Sevilla want to finish third to get the Europa League title back, so they're basically guaranteed a top 2 spot. I mean, do you think you're in a position where you can almost arrest a few people for Champions League and focus a bit more on the Prem? For the group stage, at least, obviously.
Yeah, I think like players like Ziyech should be rested because obviously he's just come back from that long injury. So we could play Hudson-Odoi, who's good enough, and then probably play. I think apparently Kepa's going to be playing the European games, which is all right, I suppose. But yeah, I think we can rest certain players, but I'd rather see like I want to see us make a kind of like just try and make a statement in the first game. So like play our strongest 11, make a statement, and then obviously see what happens from there. But we should really win the group. If we don't win the group, then it's a bit poor.
I mean, yeah, I was only joking with the Arjun and Doy thing, obviously, but it's Champions League. I don't think you can rest too many players in the Champions League.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
I mean, even though they have a fairly easy group, Champions League, you
Champions.
never know. So many upsets has happened, especially in the group stage the last couple of years. But
Yeah,
I know, like, again, they've got easy group. They can maybe change a few, but not like 5, 6 players. That would just be stupid. No, it's not the Europa League, even though it looks like a Europa League group. But yeah.
Speaking of Europa League, I have no idea who Tottenham have. I can't lie. Don't care. I know we're playing someone from Ireland, and the rest, no idea. Not too bothered at the same time, but yeah, I mean, well, today Eddie Nketiah broke the under-21 England goal scoring record, so hopefully he'll get some good game time in Europa League. I'm really excited to see how he progresses as well, beating Alan Shearer's record, I believe. But yeah, the other big news coming out this week was so Liverpool and Manchester United are driving this new league idea, where it's a league of 18 teams. The big six almost control the league, so I think that basically means it's going to be corrupt. Then, so 2 teams get relegated, and then the championship playoffs work so that 3rd, 4th, and 5th are joined with the 6th, whoever finishes 16th in the Premier League, and they will all have a playoff for that final spot, I guess. So whoever finishes 16th can retain their place. So which is 18-team league. So that's like the next thing. Yeah, so the whole point of this was that the EFL get like a financial package from this to help them out. That's like the, if you want to call it, the cover up from the big teams. But the big teams also have the ability to veto. So say if Newcastle want to take over, big teams could be like, nah, we're not going to let you have that, and that's it. That's the end of it. Newcastle have a say basically. So they can essentially stop the, if you want to call it, smaller teams from getting that financial takeover like City did, and getting them to that next level. So, I mean, off the bat, what did you guys just think of this new thing being proposed?
Just it's a Premier League's been going I want to say 26 years. I don't know how many years it's been, but it's not changed like that ever. Like, just it's the Premier League. Keep it exactly the same. If Newcastle get a takeover, then they get a takeover. Loads of teams have done it. Chelsea have done it. Man City have done it. So it's not like people only like that because their team hasn't done it. You know, so from the proposed, like what you just said and what I've seen, it just doesn't seem right.
Even Everton had a financial takeover, didn't they?
Yeah, very rich owners.
Yeah, really rich owners, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So they're trying to claim, well, it might be true, maybe we're reading too much into it, but they're claiming that this does help the EFL teams, gives a bit more financial stability, obviously with everything going on as well. But yeah, like, if it was just that and there wasn't a thing that the big six control it and have that financial, almost like they're in charge of everyone's finances almost, like, and takeovers, that would seem a bit more, like, I wouldn't be against it if it's just like going down to 18 teams, helping out the lower leagues. But because it's like, oh yeah, we're going to stop you guys, we have the ability to stop you guys from growing. That's where I'm a bit iffy. Like, all right, I mean, come on, you're not really selling it. But yeah, I mean, there'd be calls for like the EFL chairman to be sacked, or the leader of it to be sacked over it, because I think he's backing it, because it does help them, but it's just a bit more unfair for like the Newcastles, the ones like West Ham's, these guys who could get to that next level, but they're just being stopped.
Yeah,
but
let's wait and see how it develops.
Yeah, but Jack, what do you think of that? I mean, United and Liverpool were the 2 teams that were said to drive in this. What do you make of it from a United perspective then? Like, can you see the why the club's doing it?
You can see why. I mean, it's changed the league to 18 teams. Will be a bit different because obviously that's 2 less game weeks.
Yeah.
So, and then the way it's going to work, it almost sounds like not obviously it's been thought about, but like literally it doesn't like be like, oh, just like yeah, we'll just do this and we'll just do it now. It's like there's no like real thought about it, and like it's just weird that Man United and Liverpool hate each other, but they're working on doing like a new league. It just feels like you said, like they have the power, or the top six have the power to go. No, Watford can't. Or not. I don't know why I said Watford not even, but like West Ham can't do that. Newcastle, no, you can't do that. It just, I don't really know how to say it, but it just doesn't seem right. But obviously, like you said, the EFL chairman's like maybe with it because obviously it helps them. So maybe it could happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think something that we have to wait and see. The other corrupt thing, if you want to talk about, is there's now PPV matches. So the matches that are normally on Sky Sports or BT Sports, so that's the 3 o'clock games, you now can watch them if you pay £15. So I'd say Burnley and I don't know Newcastle playing 3 o'clock, pay £15, you watch it. It's like this, like almost the same that you paid for, say, Fury versus Wilder on boxing, like a heavyweight clash, and there's been so much backlash. I mean, what do you guys make of it? Is it just silly to try this when especially when it's streaming? Yeah.
So silly. So little people are gonna. Some people will, because they maybe, like you said, there's some streaming websites. Maybe some people don't stream. Maybe some people don't know any websites. So some people will buy. Obviously, there will be fans that will buy it, but so many people will just purposely now go onto streams to watch it. Like like if they like, I think are they only doing it until the end of October? This or this for the rest of the season?
I'm not too sure.
Well, but for some reason in my head, I feel like I've seen that they're only doing these until the end of October, but I could be wrong. But £15 to watch, obviously it's like a cheaper than like a ticket, but you're not going to be at the ground with the atmosphere. So it's just clubs. It's just the club's way of just getting money, So it's just the excuse. Our COVID's come. We lost money, so let's charge £15 to watch. And obviously, like 19 teams were for it as well. So clearly, all the teams want the money.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, fair play to Leicester. They're the only team I believe that denied it. Said no, we don't want to do that. But the other thing is, I feel like this, if anything, like so, the whole point of this was to stop people watching illegally, and at the same time, get some money, like because people obviously can't watch their teams in person. There's like give them another opportunity to watch it. But surely now, all has happened is one person needs to buy the £15 stream, and they just stream it to everyone else on these websites. Surely that's all that's going to happen. If I'm like, that's what I see happening. But yeah, I mean,
it's like what, £15 for a game? Like
yeah.
if it was like
per
say
game, not even like
if it was like
£15
a month or a year or something, then it might be all right. But £15 a game, that's ridiculous.
I'm looking at like without international break, 3 to 4 games a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it's terrible because I think I saw something like if you buy the Zone in Canada and you pay up front for the whole year, it works out to £12 a month for all Premier League games, all Champions League and Europa League games. I think all NBA games, all hockey games, and all boxing like events, all that kind of stuff as well. For £12 a month.
There's so much because you got to think about it's the Sky box office. You got to have Sky in the first place, so you're paying for that, and then you got to pay an extra £15, or you got to be paying for BT Sport. Then you got to pay more for BT box office. So, and then you got more on Amazon, so you got to pay for that to watch some on that. I think, it's like £15 per match. When, like you said, it's forced people to stop streaming, but it's going to encourage more people to stream when they can watch it for free. Like you said, someone will buy it to stream it to thousands, a million, like hundreds of thousands of people, on their smartphone. So it's stupid. They're just another way of conning people to get money.
Yeah, it's not a great look for the Premier League at the moment during the break or during this whole COVID thing. I mean, I saw the NBA, the stat from the NBA is like I think over 100 or what something games, however many days they've been in that little bubble in Disneyland, 0 positive cases. So, like, I know we don't have something in England as big as like almost Disneyland where we like have 20 teams in a little bubble, like have all their families in, but you can see how they've planned it, how they've done it. So I don't think it'll take a lot for like Richard Masters or whoever is in charge of the Premier League just give a call to the NBA, see how they did it, bring it over here. Because even now the amount of tests, positive cases increasing in the like leagues testing alone, not just in the country in general. So
it's literally like
it's not looking
having
good.
It's because that the international breaks during a pandemic. Like people traveling different parts of the world every couple. Like you go 1-2 weeks later, you go back somewhere else. Like that's just stupid.
I mean, just look at this. Like Ronaldo, if you got tested positive today, so
Exactly.
he's played with the whole Portugal squad for 2 games. Played who they did in the first game, France, a couple of days before. Camavinga still has his shirt from the game. That's pretty covered in Corona. So that's what 22 people already. Whoever France have now, the France players have like been in contact with the last few days. That's how many players. But all these guys have a possibility of being tested positive now. Like,
exactly in the next 2 weeks. So
Mbappe had Corona, didn't he? Or was that Neymar?
Neymar had it.
Neymar had it, yeah.
Yeah, Pogba had it as well. He's in that game involved, but
yeah. So
yeah, I mean, it's just Nations League as well. I don't think anyone really cares like so much that we have to play. If there's like a World Cup, European qualifiers, maybe you can give them the benefit of the doubt. But for Nations League and extra friendly as well, for even more games than we usually have,
so
to risk players flying internationally as well. It doesn't make sense, but yeah, I think FIFA, UEFA, FA, someone there to come out and just make a few decisions now, just stop the virus spreading even more. But yeah, not a lot of positives take from the international break, but club football returns soon. Hopefully our clubs can carry on. Well, maybe not the way United's going, but maybe go hit form again. Champions League, Europa League returning. Can't wait to see that again. But yeah, FIFA's out as well. Maybe do a couple of Pro Clubs videos. Who knows? But yeah. Until next week, have a nice.
I think it's time to talk. I think it's time we sit down and just say what's going on. I think we should say everything that's right.